mid-afternoon pitch session. How's everyone enjoying the day today? All right. Yeah, thank you. Big shout out to Sonny, Craig, and the whole team putting on a great show. My name is Edwin Frondozo. Really excited to be here. I am the host of an award-winning podcast, the Business Leadership Podcast, Chief Product Officer and co-founder at Slingshot VoIP, and I'm also the Director of Startup Canada Communities on Ontario. For those who don't know Startup Canada, it's a national rallying community and voice for Canada's 2.3 million entrepreneurs. So today, I'm excited. You'll be hearing pitches from 3 startups and scale-up companies: Kick City, Swiggle, and FintruX. Each company has a maximum of 5 minutes to pitch their company, followed by 5 minutes of feedback and Q&A from our judging panel. So today we have a great judging panel, and starting off with Anna Nimira. She's the Managing Director of BGX Capital. We also have joining us David Shore. He's the Director of OurCrowd Canada, Inc. And Mike Volker, Chairman of TMIA Capital Corp. And Director of VANTEC Angel Network. So if you haven't watched any of the other pitch sessions before, I'm just going to give you what it's all about today. So after all the companies pitch, the judges will deliberate and choose a winner based on the following criteria: market need and product fit, business model, accomplishments and traction, go-to-market strategy, and basically the ability to answer judges' questions. So there's going to be a number of, there's going to be a winner after each pitch session, and one will receive free lean startup training programs from Launch Academy, a press release package from North American distribution from AccessWire, and front of the line golden ticket from CBC Dragon's Den. So I'm just going to get started. I'm not pitching anything. So I want to get our first company from Kick City, Brylan Chinonso, the co-founder of Kick City. Help me welcome him to the stage.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brylan Chinonso. I'm from Houston, Texas. So while Toronto, Kick City, after our tokens card sale, we plan on coming to Toronto to expand for growth. And that's why I'm here today. All right, so today we're going to talk about how Kick City will disrupt the event industry using the blockchain technology.
Do you know that you could be part of the future of the event industry? A project with the potential to lead the mass adoption of cryptocurrencies while rewarding all participants. Put yourself in the humble shoes of an event organizer. So you have an event coming up. Plans are underway and everything is looking good. You hope to sell 300 tickets at this event. Problem is, you don't have enough people in your direct network that will be interested in your event to fill out those 300 seats. Paying for ads on social media is expensive. And truth is, you'll need a professional marketer to help direct those ads to the right people. There is the option to do a manual, non-ad-based outreach to potential attendees online or offline, but that's a very long, time-consuming process. What if there's another, faster, time-efficient, and way less expensive approach? What if you could use the crowd to market your event? Kick City is the answer. You see, there are hundreds of millions of people out there who look for events to attend. These people form a network of potential event attendees that have friends, family, colleagues at work, and even social media contacts that likely share similar event interests with them. Kick City is an innovative platform utilizing the power of blockchain technology and person-to-person marketing to drive event promotion and sales. Users get a unique link, share it with their network, and if anyone in their network purchases a ticket, they get rewarded. Let's take a look at how Dave does it. Dave is hosting an awesome rock concert. He sets it up on Kick City and shares the link on Facebook. Jenny sees the event, thinks it will be awesome, and buys a ticket. Jenny also gets her unique link from the Kick City website and shares on Twitter, and her best friend Annie buys a ticket using Jenny's link. What happens next? Well, Jenny gets rewarded for her promotional contribution, while Annie and Jenny get cash back in tokens for buying tickets. A win-win for everyone. Event organizers, promoters, and even attendees. All of this can be tracked using blockchain and the power of smart contracts. Get more sold-out shows, packed conferences, and more money for participants just for sharing the events they already love. Join our whitelist and be a part of the token sale event on March 1st, 2018.
All right. I'm sorry for the boring, long movie. So just to talk about Kickstarter and what we've done so far, we were part of the online Y Combinator Startup School. We did the Microsoft Bootcamp in Helsinki. We had angel investors from US, Russia, Belgium, and we also got a grant from the government of Helsinki. Just to let you know, Kickstarter is in Russia, Kickstarter is in Nigeria, Kickstarter is in Houston, Texas, USA, Kickstarter is in St. Petersburg and Moscow, and Kickstarter, we're planning on launching Kickstarter in Toronto, Dubai, Paris, and what we're trying to do is roll out events to help event organizers. So currently we have iOS and Android apps with over 70,000 active users. We have a web app that we're currently integrating the blockchain aspect to it. We have a payment widget. And Kickstarter has powered a lot of blockchain events around the world because we are one of the few event companies that accept Bitcoin and Ethereum as a form of payment to those conferences. In Kickstarter, we integrated a Telegram bot. We have an AI of 97 accuracy that recommends events to people using our app and our web app. All right, so this is I'm running out of time. So the problem is that 50% of event organizers cannot bring people to come to their event. So using the crowd, that will help them maximize their sales and increase their profit. Also, in addition to using Kickstarter protocol, we are also talking to different big event companies like Eventbrite, Ticketmaster, Crypto Tickets to use our API in the P2P marketing. They still bring more mass adoption of Kickstarter tokens. This is our features we mentioned on Forbes. This is how the platform looks, the uniqueness. After our token sale event, we plan on using influencer concerts, white label network of tokens, and blockchain events to create max adoption of Kickstarter. So if Kickstarter provides the tokens to the event organizer, we get 10% of the ticket sales. If the event organizer buys the tokens, we also make money. And also, we also make money because we sell tickets just like Eventbrite and all other ticketing platforms. I'm sorry. This is our teams, our roadmap.
How's the token sale going?
Oh, it's going good. We've sold about 22% of our tokens.
What's to prevent Eventbrite from doing this themselves?
Because they've built a structure, and it's very hard for a big company that's already created a model to shift to the blockchain technology. And when we've discussed with Eventbrite, they're looking into using our API after our crowd sale.
You mentioned that you want to go globally. In which way?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
You mentioned that you would like to actually go globally. So in which way are you planning to do it, and what is the time frame?
All right. So after our token sale event that ends in March 31st, we are going to host 5 big concerts. There's going to be an international global concert. And we are using our tokens in our P2P marketing to bring people to those events. We are bringing artists like Jay-Z, big artists, one in America, one in Dubai, one in Paris, one in South Africa, and this will cause mass adoption of Kickstarter tokens. And after that, those concerts in those different countries, we start integrating local business people who do events for them to use Kickstarter token. In Houston alone, we've signed up to 2,000 event organizers who are willing to use our platform after our ICO.
So you also on your platform not just have the purchases of the tickets, but you have the organizers and directly the performers as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we've talked to a lot of artists also. They are willing to use our tokens. They are willing to use our protocol because what happens is that when they have an album release, they have to pay 60% of their whole ticket event money to event organizers to do the album release. But with a program like with Kick-City API, they can use the crowd to market their event because they're already a celebrity. So why do they have to pay 50% of their profit to an event organizer to throw an event for them? They can use their name and use the crowd and throw the album release party.
Can you elaborate a little bit on why you need blockchain to accomplish what you want to accomplish, which is really just incentivizing and rewarding networks of individuals to drive more ticket sales, right? Why do you really need blockchain to do that?
All right, so one thing about blockchain promotes transparency. All right, so blockchain also is a decentralized medium. And with Kick-City, so it's not like the crowd decides which event is more popular. And also, smart crypto tickets. It eliminates all the frauds from tickets. Even on Eventbrite, there are a lot of frauds. All I have to do is to put a comma or put a full stop on your ticket, and I can make money from your event. And also event crowdfunding. With Kick-City, we spoke to a lot of event organizers, and one of their problems also is that they don't have the funds to do a great event. So with Kick-City and using the power of smart contract and blockchain, we can do an event crowdsourcing because we are building a community. So the community can crowdfund these events for event organizers, and at the end of the day, the community get their Kicks tokens back.
Time for one more? In order to incentivize the performers, what are you giving up to them? How do you get Jay-Z to participate in one of your events?
All right. So in order to incentivize, so right now, this is a disclosure. We're working with Nipsey Hussle, and what we're doing is we are giving him 90% of the sales. All right. We're also using our tokens to do the P2P marketing, and on top of that, we're giving him some tokens. And I don't know if you guys read about the news where 50 Cent sold his album in 2006 with Bitcoins. And he just realized about last month that those Bitcoins he used to sell his album are now worth millions. So a lot of artists are now interested in getting into cryptos. So this is an additional incentive for them.
I think that's it. Great job, Brylan, all the way from Houston. Give it up. So our second company that's pitching this afternoon is Meetu, Vijay, co-founder and CEO of Swiggle. Help me welcome Swiggle to the stage.
While they're getting the presentation up. Hello everyone, my name is Meetu Vijay. I co-founded Swiggle with my CTO, who's in the audience, about a year ago, and we're delighted to be here and speak with any of you after the pitch if you have a few minutes. Is the presentation going to come on?
I think we're just having technical issues. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Would you like? Okay.
We're gonna call up Yash Modi out of this is just like, you better be ready to pitch whenever we call you. This is how we roll here. So please help me welcome Yash Modi to the stage.
Hey, hello everyone. My name is Yash Modi and I'd like to talk about FintruX. I'm very excited about FintruX and along with a few other things right now. For example, the fintech and funding space right now is just going through a lot of innovation And Toronto and Canada has been a hotbed for a lot of this technology, and especially the revolutionary technology of blockchain. Blockchain has impacted everything, from payments to social media to file sharing, fundraising. Blockchain is replacing the middleman everywhere, and it's adding an amazing efficiency and serving as a foundation in practically every industry. So FintruX wants to be a part of that, and we want to address a problem that everyone cares about. And we all know that people prosper when the economy does well, which can happen when small businesses do well. Small businesses are the engine of our economy. And that can happen, they can thrive when they have access to capital. And FintruX is here to help with that. We want to help small businesses thrive. But small businesses have a problem. The dilemma is that they don't have access to capital when they need it. When they're a startup or when they're young with a very limited history, then it's hard for them to raise the capital that they need. If the company's not doing well in the beginning and financing is what will get them over the hump, they're not able to get the financing they need. So they're left to go to alternative investment sources, which even if they were to get approved, have very high interest rates. And even if they accept that, the process is very complex and takes a long time. So there's a huge amount of paperwork that's required. There's a lot of hoops that they have to jump through. I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs here can attest to that. So what are they left? They have to either bootstrap their company or they have to go to friends and family to raise the funds. And in a critical need, they're left with no options. And unfortunately, that's why a lot of small businesses fail. But it's understandable because lenders have their own issues. How can they lend to a small business when they don't have enough credit history, when they don't have enough track record of their performance? It makes it risky, and there's a lot of due diligence that's involved. So in order to address that, they have to charge higher interest rates to compensate for their risk. And even if they try to use other lending platforms to kind of cut costs and make it a little bit more faster, easier, those platforms are charging their own initiation fees and upfront fees. So what are lenders left with? Well, they're not fulfilling the market need, and there's a lot of capital that's just sitting on the sidelines looking for the right investment. So at FintruX, we want to address that issue. FintruX has raised their capital, and we're funded now, and we are building this platform, which is a global peer-to-peer lending platform. And I guess the competitive advantage here is that it's a truly peer-to-peer platform. There's a lot of peer-to-peer platforms where a company is acting as a middleman. Here, with FintruX, the lender and the borrower have a contract between themselves, not with a company that's acting as a peer-to-peer company. The payments go straight from the borrower to the lender. So there's no company acting as an escrow in middle. And that's possible because of the Ethereum blockchain. Right? This is the true value of blockchain. Just the way blockchain is replacing a lot of the middlemen, we want to replace ourselves and all the other peer-to-peer lending companies out there. Blockchain is decentralized, unambiguous, immutable, and censorship resistant. This is the perfect case for a peer-to-peer lending platform. And with Ethereum, we have the technology of smart contract. So lenders and borrowers can actually have full trust in lending to each other. And not only do we want to build a truly peer-to-peer platform, but we also want to make it a truly open platform where every single kind of agencies, companies can participate, right? So everyone can have a peer-rated review system, and it can be trusted because it's secure on a blockchain. So we already have a lot of these type of partners: fraud, identity, credit scoring. All of these agents are already part of our platform. We've built it. We're demoing it. Okay. I'm happy to answer any questions. I know I didn't get through all of my slides.
Well, that was a good start, but it's not clear to me how you make money.
Correct. So it's a transaction-based platform. There's no upfront fees. There's no barrier to entry. It's just based on transactions. So as more and more loans get processed on the platform, we take a commission off that. So there'll be, let's say, a 2% fee to set up the loan and a 1% on each payment.
And what kind of traction do you have already?
We have a global community that's interested. We have partners that we're building the platform with, and we'll be launching this year. So we haven't signed up any loans yet, but we're, I guess, demoing it right now, prototype demoing it.
Okay, and in order to build a market, obviously you need both sides. You need the people looking for money and people that have the money. So what are you doing on both sides to bring both the capital to the table and people that are looking for it? How do you promote that?
Correct. So to get the borrowers, we're working with all the media channels, traditional and crypto. We have a huge community on both sides. And to address the lenders, we're going to all the events. We're going to be next week in Singapore at Money 2020. We were in Korea and London last month. We're going to Lendit Fintech event. And the executive team has decades of experience in fintech, finance, banking, and the founder, Nelson himself, has been servicing the securitization space for the last 20 years, and in fact even wrote the first credit adjudication software in Canada for the asset-based lending system.
You mentioned that you have a contact with the credit score companies as well. Can eventually that data be used by those who are borrowing the money and for improving of the credit score as well?
Yes, and so we have some partners listed on top. You can see Synopsys is for KYC AML. Bloom is a credit scoring company that's a decentralized credit scoring. And Data Wallet is a self-sovereign identity and self-sovereign information sharing partner. For example, you can share your Facebook information, you can share your personal information that'll help even credit adjudicate individuals that might not even have credit history.
How are you checking KYCs and AMLs?
We're going to be partnering with companies that specialize that because each country will have its own way and regulation required. So Synopsys is a company that we've used for our KYC AML compliance.
What's the sweet spot in terms of size of transaction?
We found the sweet spot to be between 30,000 to 300,000. We'll start off with smaller sizes initially, and then build up to 300,000 as we have more confidence in our model and our market. For example, we went to Korea, and they said there's a lot of loans based on assets, mortgages, and equipment, and there's a lot of personal loans. But the small business market literally doesn't exist in many parts of the world. Even in Canada, there's companies that struggle to raise that capital. So we're addressing that small, medium business.
What attracts the lender? For example, what kind of a return would the lender get for taking so much risk?
The beauty of this platform is that the lender sets the terms. So the lender would set the terms on what the terms and condition they want, what kind of return they want, and the platform would match the borrower to the lender. So if the borrower fits the criteria, then they get a match and they get a loan and they're successful. If the lender expects a 40% interest rate, they won't get a match and it'll go to other lenders who are more competitive. So it's a true marketplace, and we have almost every service agent will be a marketplace and compete with each other on the ecosystem. So it's a truly open ecosystem and anyone can participate. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Great job. Thank you. So, take two. We're going to call up Meetu back to the stage, co-founder, CEO of Swiggle. let's make sure we could get your second version up.
Thank you. Second time's a charm. Let's give it a try. So thank you, everyone. We're delighted to be here. My co-founder and I started Swiggle about a year ago to essentially save people money when prices drop after they shop. If you shop online, chances are you're overpaying. In fact, collectively, online shoppers alarmingly overpay, by our estimates, $11 billion a year. It's in unclaimed price adjustments. Look, we've all sort of been there. You bought something, you've done your research, you purchased it online, and you discover a few days after purchasing it, the price has dropped. It's a problem. You know, in fact, this is actually happening far more often than you may realize, because as retailers become more sophisticated by applying dynamic pricing algorithms and hiring teams of data scientists to deploy models that evaluate literally thousands of variables, what you recognize is that prices start to move around in almost real time. And so optimizing the price becomes very difficult for a lot of shoppers. Stores recognize this, and they offer price drop guarantees. They essentially promise to pay you the lower price if you identify that and you approach them with that lower price. But the problem is that it's quite time consuming, it's cumbersome, and it's a real hassle. You literally have to spend sometimes 6 to 7 times a day checking for that flash sale, screen capturing your evidence of the lower price, and then going back and forth with retailers to negotiate the price drop refund. We recognize that it was a huge pain point, a large market opportunity, and we said we can completely automate that and remove that problem. So we built Swiggle to essentially be your personal shopping guardian when prices drop after you shop. And we launched it with native iOS and Android apps, and it's also available as a web app. So how does it work? It's actually a relatively simple concept. You purchase your items online as you normally would. Before you do that, what you do is you link the email account that you make your online purchases on, and so Swiggle automatically gets in there. It organizes, itemizes, and displays your receipts in our receipt bank. It's available on the mobile phone and on the web. As you shop normally, Swiggle will then constantly work in the background to identify price drops at retailers all across North America. We've actually already built pipelines into 50 retailers. When we've identified an eligible price claim opportunity, Swiggle automatically submits the claim as if you were submitting the claim and gets the retailer to deliver that price adjustment directly back to your original form of payment. We built Swiggle to actually be a win-win for both shoppers and for retailers. Shoppers not only save time and save money, but we're empowering them to shop with confidence, knowing that even if the price drops days after they made their purchase, they're covered. Retailers benefit because now they've got confident shoppers who are more inclined to complete a transaction, and it helps them mitigate the abandoned cart issue, which is actually quite a significant issue for a lot of retailers. When we took a look at the market size, we recognized that the 230 million online shoppers in Canada and the United States collectively spend about $440 billion. That amounts to, at the end of 2018, by our estimates, $12 billion in market potential of unclaimed, as yet unclaimed price drops. So the retailers that we've already built out to, there's 50 on our platform, including most of the favorite retailers that most of us shop at. So whether you're buying clothes, shoes, electronics, or cosmetics, Swiggle will have you covered. Our traction to date, in this beta soft launch period that we're just coming to the end of, we've posted some interesting performance statistics, and from a go-to-market perspective, we've already built out paid ads where our shoppers reside, where they interact, and where they make their decisions. So we've got Apple ads, Google ads, we're on Facebook, in the groups where our influencers and ambassadors reside. And we've done a lot of A/B testing. We understand what our cost of customer acquisition is, and we're continuing to fine-tune that. So our business model, relatively straightforward. If you buy a TV for $1,000, drops to $900, we'll get that $100 back for you, and we'll take a 25% success fee. Our competitors, there's, price adjustments are in nation stages, so we differentiate ourselves by covering more retailers, and we're the only one doing it in both Canada and the United States. We've got some interesting growth opportunities, which I'd love to talk to you about in the Q&A, and we've actually had some interesting milestones so far. We've become a Mars-supported venture, and with IBM. Thanks.
I will ask you a very practical question. When you're adjusting the price and there's more than one price change, how many times the customer can change the prices?
It's a great question. So the question is, how many times will the price change? And how many, I think another way of looking at the question is, how many times can you, as a consumer, get a price adjustment on one product that's changed? And what we're seeing is that during very busy times of the year, products will change as many as 30 to 40 times in a single day, sometimes even more. But on average, it's about 6 to 8 times. Our algorithms optimize the time that a price adjustment claim is submitted. And so we're taking a look at a number of variables, including the time remaining on an eligibility period. Best Buy protects your prices for 30 days, Walmart's 90 days, clothing and apparel and shoe retailers protect your prices for 15, 14 days. But once you've made that price adjustment claim, most but not all retailers make then that your final sale. A few other retailers, and we've got, we've itemized all of this, a few other retailers will have eligibility periods that actually allow you to submit multiple times.
Is that adjustment done on a daily basis, or what will happen if the price will change after a week?
Right. So again, we've optimized the time that we submit that claim, but once that claim is submitted, more or less, for most retailers, that becomes your final sale. So if you bought that TV set from Best Buy for $1,000, today, and 6 days later it drops to $900, and we've determined that that's the right time to submit the claim, you'll get your $100 back. But if 3 days after that, Best Buy runs another sale and drops it to $800, in the case of Best Buy, you won't have access to that extra $100. It's a final sale.
So you're not guaranteeing sort of the lowest price, it's just the best available price during the timing based on your algorithm.
Again, it depends, yes, but it depends on the retailer. Like in the case of Walmart, you can submit multiple price drops because of their very aggressive pricing, low price strategy and rollbacks. Walmart is very friendly to price drops. Others make it a final sale. We're finding that mostly in electronics and apparel that it becomes final sale.
And how does the flow of funds work? So is the retailer refunding the money to you on behalf of the consumer?
So great question. No, what happens is that the retailer, once we've negotiated the price adjustment for you, again, behind the scenes, it's not something that you have to get involved in, the retailer will refund your original form of payment. If you used a Visa, BMO Visa, or BMO MasterCard to make that payment, Best Buy would refund that $100 directly to your payment. Once that has been acknowledged, we'll collect our success fee. And I should note that we're pre-revenue, so we actually haven't activated the success fee during our soft launch. Just around the corner doing that. It's next month.
So then you're going back to the consumer and saying, this is what I saved you, pay me on that?
Correct. And generally, it's money that consumers don't know that they were even owed. And so, if what we're finding with the users that we've already got in the system, and they're in every state across the U.S. and all the Canadian provinces, when we're interacting with them and asking them for user feedback and interviews, we're saying, okay, well, look, I'm delighted. I'm happy to pay you 25% because that's $75 I never, even knew I was getting. One of the things that we're doing, actually, as part of our business model is that we're about to introduce a referral fee. So to support our user acquisition and growth and to make it more organic, our goal is to say, look, you know what, that 25%, you can knock it down by 5% if you referred a friend for a 3-month period. So for those that are incredibly price conscious, referring 4 or 5 friends becomes aligned with our own user growth objectives and gets it down to 0.
And are you not seeing resistance from the retailers? I mean, it's like in the airline business where, unused points are, it's an asset on the balance sheet for those guys.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. In fact, on the surface, you would think that this would be misaligned with the retailer's objective to sort of maximize profits. But I think there's a couple of factors at work. Our service actually increases confidence to complete a transaction. So up to 30% of orders are left abandoned and uncompleted for a lot of online transactions. If you know you've got that best price, there's this confidence and an extra impetus to complete the transaction. That's one. The other is that what we're recognizing is that retailers are actually more and more looking at consumers from a lifetime perspective rather than maximizing that single transaction margin. They know that a loyal customer who feels that they've been treated fairly will be a repeat customer. And you know, anecdotally, in talking to our users, they're saying, yeah, I'm more inclined to shop to a retailer that's given me my $8.50 back or my $95 back, whatever. Yeah.
How hard would it be to move this to the travel industry as well? So do this for air, you know?
Yeah, that's, once we've, so now that we've sort of been collecting a tremendous amount of data, running our tests, and looking at it very well established in the retail e-commerce industry, we're seeing tremendous potential in credit cards, groceries, and travel. And in fact, Canada 2000, West Wing Vacations, Air Canada Vacations, virtually all of these vacation packages offer low price guarantees. And when they move their prices around on the various sites, you know, our algorithms, our scraping technology, will be able to detect those prices. Thank you.
Great job, everybody, everyone who pitched, great job, round of applause. I wish I had Swiggle for my plane ticket to Europe in the fall, actually. So it's time for the judges to deliberate. Maybe 3 to 5 minutes to choose the winners. I know in past events that was run here, it was more crowdfunding. Maybe I'll just do something fun here. We'll get the crowd to pick the winner. You guys like that idea? No? No winning? I'm gonna just try it out. Let's just try something new. Let's give these guys some time. Who like Kick City? Round of applause. No one? No mother? No father? No one? All right. How about Swiggle? Anyone like Swiggle? And FintruX. All right. I think there's a lot of shoppers in the room. So after this, after the winners, there's going to be a short break, a 15-minute break before the next pitch session. So enjoy yourself, grab a drink, come back here at around 3:45. I don't even know if I talked for 3 minutes yet, but this is a tough decision, I think. I like this. Are we ready? Oh, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah, my question to Meetu would be on airlines for sure. I feel like all airlines, once you check a price, it never comes back to that price. I don't know. They got my cookies. I try on different browsers. They follow me. Google follows me. Can never get the lowest price. It's all a scam. Oh, my mic's on. I think we got the winner for the Startup Canada pitch event, and the winner is Swiggle. Come get your prize. It's the golden ticket to the Dragon's Den audition. Great job. Good luck.